Few games drum up as much enthusiasm than an awesome trailer made by people who make awesome games. But sometimes the warning signs are there that all might not be well. Join us as we look at the story behind Forspoken. Magic, dragons, and Ella Balinska. No, this isn't the dream I had last night. This is Forspoken, a high-fantasy action-adventure game about a woman from our world who finds herself in the magical world of Athia after falling through a portal. I swear these portals are getting out of hand. Just ask Geralt of Rivia. He hates the things. On Earth, Ella Balinski's character Frey is a bullied woman who doesn't have much company outside of her adorable cat named Homer. But once she arrives in Athia, Frey becomes embroiled in the overthrowing of the regime of the evil Tanta family that has made life in Athia hellish. Imbued with magical powers and accompanied by a set of talking bracelets, Freya will do some sick magic parkour, find her inner strength, and harness it to free Athia. That's a pretty solid setup for a narrative-driven action game, and Forspoken made a great first impression when it was first announced alongside the PS5 in June 2020. The graphics, particle effects, ray tracing, and grandeur of Athia seemed to live up to the promise of what the PS5 could offer, and many PlayStation fans were excited to get their hands on it. That sentiment would unfortunately change over time, and now, after 2 delays and a smattering of bad press and poor gameplay impressions, the success of Forspoken is all but uncertain. Forspoken is being developed by Square Enix's brand new Luminous Productions studio, which is composed of developers who worked to create 2016's Final Fantasy XV, an awesome game that was a technical showcase just as much as it was fun to play. Forspoken's fantastic graphical quality is made possible by an evolution of Square Enix's proprietary Luminous engine, which is the same one behind Final Fantasy XV. Square Enix courted Gary Whitta in 2017 to form the story for what would become Forspoken. It was referred to as Project Athia at the beginning of development. Whitta's credits include films like The Book of Eli, Rogue One: A Star Wars Story, and After Earth. But he is also credited as the co-writer of Telltale's The Walking Dead games, which hold up pretty well in terms of story after 10 years. Gary Whitta is Forspoken's story team lead, but the game has a number of other writers credited to it. Among them is Amy Hennig, an absolute god among video game writers and designers thanks to her work on the Legacy of Kain series. Google it, Zoomers, it's awesome. Jak 3, and all of the mainline Uncharted games. When Forspoken went dark after its announcement, people remained excited for quite some time. It had a solid writing staff, an incredible game engine, and Luminous Productions had already proven itself to be competent with Final Fantasy XV. Then, more footage was released. Square Enix released a new trailer in August 2022 to drum up excitement for the game's impending release. But it had the opposite effect of what they'd hoped. The trailer quickly went viral and was turned into a meme due to its cringe dialogue. ProZD sums up the silliness pretty well in a TikTok he made where he performs the trailer dialogue in other games.
So let me get this straight. I'm somewhere that's not what I would call Brooklyn. I'm seeing giant freaking turtles.
Word got around pretty quickly, and the wind was taken out of the sails of excited fans just as fast. Things got worse when a demo of the game's first hour or so was released in early December at the Game Awards. And getting hands-on with the once-anticipated title, the general consensus among those who tried it found Forspoken to be devastatingly average, even derivative. From personal experience, it felt just like another Ubisoft formula open-world game with middling combat and traversal that isn't quite as fun as it looks. And this is after 2 delays that have resulted in an extra 8 months of polish time. Sure, it does in fact look fantastic, but that early 2000s teen show dialogue remains and definitely detracts from the experience. Square Enix even released a patch on January 19th to improve the demo's experience based on feedback, but that doesn't seem to have helped much. Also, releasing a patch for a demo of a game that is set to be released in less than a week? Does anyone else hear alarm bells? Amplifying that sound is the fact that Square Enix appears to be avoiding giving review codes out to certain reviewers, and no review codes have been delivered for the PC version. Forspoken is set to release on January 24, 2023, but the forecast for how the game will ultimately turn out is not looking good. Gameplay can be changed and balanced, and performance issues can be remedied, but a game's narrative and dialogue aren't things that are so easily improved post-release. But hey, it's set somewhere that it is not what I would call Earth, it's got freaking dragons, and oh yeah, there's a talking cuff that helps you kill jacked up beasts. What could go wrong? So what's your favorite open-world game not made by Ubisoft? Let us know in the comments, but please keep it cool. And stay tuned for our upcoming acclaimed game retrospective on Dead Space. And while you're here, why don't you check out our essay on Lone Ruin and roguelikes? I'm Mike Golchinski, and I'll see you in the next video.